No one expected it to be Legacy that ended Vitality's 30-match win streak. And it was a BO1, but a 13-3 fashion is ridiculous for the best team in the world to lose by. So what exactly happened? Well, as all games do, we begin with the pistol round, where Flames hits a nice clean shot early on to create the 5v4 for Vitality, who've stacked 3 players over here towards Banana. Vitality continues to do a good job here after there's no aggression to fight together. You can see ZywOo fighting here with Flames, and then a nice nade there from Apex, which does a lot of damage down Banana. They're triple peeking this, and ZywOo's able to take out the next player. So a 5v3 created here, which Vitality are able to easily convert into a pistol round win. Round 2, we get a very safe Banana control from Vitality. They don't go up into Banana, they don't try and fight. They sit here at the top. They get a nice safe Molotov on the top of Banana. They're patient, make sure no one's close, before they Molotov deep at the barrels with a grenade, smoke landing, and they go and take all of bottom Banana control. They then back up, again they don't want to get popped onto, and they just leave Flames here jiggling with utility out, ready to drop it if Legacy retake Banana, which they do. They just flash through there, they took the Banana control, and now they're coming fast. Flames, who drops his smoke and falls back to the quad position. Now, 4 players are here for Vitality right now. You have Apex rotating around to Coffins, Mezzi's here playing the CT spawn position, and then obviously Flames at quad like we saw. And it starts off going quite well. We get the first kill from Flames, they then push into Apex, but then what ends up happening is Flames peaks, goes down early, and then Mezzi runs through the smoke and also goes down. Now, this is a little bit of a mistake, I think, from Flames. He didn't need a peek here. They could just play off Apex's contact. If Apex gets the next contact again after his kill, then they're going to be committed into sight. He can swing at the same time Mezzi comes through the smoke. But then what ends up happening is because Flames goes down, Mezzi thinks they're potentially pushing onto sight, so he goes through the smoke and then he also goes down. And because of Apex's position, he's not involved in this fight at all. Now, great from Legacy here. They wait. They make sure all 3 players are here and then triple swing Apex, which is impossible for Apex to win that. And then now you have a 2v3 or a 3v2 post plant on the B bomb site, which I don't have to tell you is an incredibly difficult situation to be in for Vitality. And just like that, the force buy goes the way of Legacy, and we're now at 1-1, and you know at this point that the economy is going to be an absolute shambles for Vitality. After losing the second round, you have to double eco, so you may as well force up anyway, which is exactly what Vitality did here. With the utility differential, Legacy are able to pressure Banana, do get denied by Vitality, who do a little pop flash play in and then keep smoking off the top of Banana. Funny little failed boost here, but maybe it went the way of Legacy. And then a really great call from the Legacy IGL in the fact that they only had smokes left to end the round, so you don't really want to go into B site without those Molotovs, too many angles to call out or clear out. So very good call, just wrap Arch, wrap A here. You've got the 2 smokes to smoke off the important areas of Arch and Library. You can wrap onto site and clean up and make sure that you do convert your anti-force buy around. And it's here I have to point out the economy. Vitality got no kills in this force up, so that's a lot of lost money. And then on the second round here, because they saved 3 weapons, they purchased another 5.7 and a flash. That's $700 more gone. And besides this 1 kill from Flames, which was actually huge because he saved armor, plus got the $600 from the SMG kill, there's not really going the way of Vitality. So when you rock up to round 5, you've got an MP9, a FAMAS, not full utility on the whole team, so you're actually at a disadvantage. You're not only down 3-1 in the game, you're also at a disadvantage in this particular round. In fact, Vitality go for a close mid setup, which might be because of that MP9 that Rops has to have. And a great read here from Nissim. He sees the pit player kill his boiler teammate, which means he walks out here, takes ZywOo, and from that point the round's able to snowball, and Legacy are now up 4-1. The next round, Vitality actually do a really good job. They get Legacy executing B late, they layer their flash as well. Unfortunately, Apex gets killed blind, Mezzi doesn't get the memo to come through the smoke with him, and when Flames peaks with the second of the layered flash of Vitality, he can't find anyone at all, and then loses his gunfight. It's at this point that Vitality take a timeout and finally get their first full gun buy. They get an AWP on ZywOo and the full range of utility on the rest of the players. Now, at this point you say, well, all right, boys, we can bring this one back, and you really hope you're not going to get caught off guard by some kind of gimmick or unexpected play, both of which happen to Vitality this round. You get a nice cheeky head boost coming out of halls, which catches Rops, and then the mid AWP peak just dry with the nade catches ZywOo out as well. And so at this point you have to start giving props to Legacy. Not only are they bringing out big plays on the important rounds, the rounds they have an advantage, they make sure not to throw it away. Look at this round here. They util out Banana, they're very clear about it. And Vitality do the very standard retake of top banana, but they're not going to be caught off by that. They just sit here, they've got 2 players in position to just spam as Vitality retake control of this, and it actually nets them the kill in the 5v4. They then know because of their counter molly that they can take this top banana area, and when Apex nades the smoke on the chokehold, they use this vision to take him down, and then continue on to the B site. On round 9, we get our next big boy round where both teams have everything they could desire. And we're going to see Vitality do a very similar retake of Banana that we saw on that anti-eco for them. They get the Molotov come in over the top from Apex, which clears off close. And then they're going to fight down Banana here. Flames hits a nice nade eventually to do a lot of damage. And you could argue here that they should have smoked more on Banana and taken it, but they decide not to, and they back off, doing a good amount of damage to Lux. And the theme of strong HEs continue as this round plays out. Apex rotates over after Flames uses his smoke and re-smokes himself before hitting a very chunky nade on Legacy trying to execute. He gets spammed down to 15 HP and he tries to swing through on his teammate's flash, but because of all that spam, he gets taken out, and he was the linchpin for this B site. Flames can't play the smoke now because he's playing the supportive position at Coffins, which means he's going to get flashed up, and the B site is open for business. And it's these key moments in a round that can be very frustrating as a pro player. Who should win this? The person with the silenced M4 who hit a really juicy nade, spamming in a chokehold? Or the player with this very loud AK-47 spamming at the exact same chokehold? Well, these happen sometimes. So when you are loosey-goosey with your economy early on and throw away that second round, they can really start to bite you and let the game really get out of control. The next round, we probably get more of what people expected, with Rops absolutely destroying a Halls pop, and then Mezzy popping out from this jungle corner to get a double kill as well. Round 11 is an interesting one because it's basically determined by raw gunfight, something you'd expect the Vitality players to win. Rops doesn't win his fight at top middle before Mezzy getting 2 kills in response to even it back up to a 2v2. We then get the 2v1 after Apex wraps on the A retake, but it ultimately comes down to Latto, who wins 2 1v1 aim duels against Apex and ZywOo. The last round of the half, we see a mistake from Legacy, peeking before the Molotov lands, which gives Flames the opportunity for 2 kills, able to fight with Mezzy, who comes back in after only having to deal with a HE grenade. So down 9-3, it's definitely doable, but you need to win the pistol round. And Vitality go for a very simple fake B here, with the rest of the team going to pop out the top of middle and take A. And it's Apex's responsibility to deal with this. You can see he's jump checking the top banana corner like we're used to, but Latto moves in after the jump spotting stops and takes him out. So the fake is gone now from Vitality and they're down a man. However, mid is unmonitored because of the Hall setup that went along with this, so Vitality are able to continue wrapping onto the A site undetected. Now if I speed this up for you, you're going to see we have the player in Halls peeking out, and he overextends a little bit, which is going to give ZywOo his first kill here in a second. And Robs makes the correct play here. He knows that with that player dying in Halls, it was basically guaranteed to be some kind of Hall setup, so he holds the boiler position, again having the right read, but he's unable to get the pivotal round turning kill, which keeps the dual boilers alive for Sudsin, who's able to even get one more when peeking into 2 players. So Vitality really did everything right here, besides Apex's death at the beginning of the round, but they just couldn't win the gunfights, which means the pistol round doesn't go their way, and not wanting to face an 11-3 deficit, they force out for the rest of the half, of which they're able to win none of them. But in reality, the main reason you saw a 13-3 scoreline was because of the early round 2, questionable economy management early on, and then once Vitality had stabilized, winning those one-off important gun duels or spams through the smoke. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe.